Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 31st October 2023. Before generating supply and demand zones for our daily time frame, let us quickly evaluate the performance of our yesterday's high liquidity zones. So in our yesterday's report, we did not find any high liquidity demand zones near the, near demand zone. We did not find any high liquidity zones, but we got two high liquidity zones near the supply zone. So in that one stock, Indigo, it is triggered. The another stock did not reach the zone. So let me open the stock Indigo. So this is Indigo's daily chart. And this is the high liquidity supply zone. It is already tested 3 times. This is the first time, and this is the second time, and this is the third time. And prices went deep inside already. So when prices went deep inside, the only option that is left for us is finding any lower time frame fresh zone, 75 minutes. Your lower time frame is 75 minutes for daily time frame. So let me go to the 75 minutes time frame. So here we found one new 75 minutes supply zone, which is fresh, and today prices entered into this zone. So I want to check the performance of the intraday. So 15 minutes time frame, I found one demand zone. So let me go to the 15 minutes time frame. And here we have a demand zone, rally base rally, and it is tested. This is the first test, sorry. Here at 9:30 candle, 15 minutes time frame, it reached the supply zone and then reached the target by 10:45. So within 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes, it reached the target, intraday target. So which is given 9,000 rupees profit, and which is 6.3% return on the investment, ROI, 6.3. It's excellent. And the short-term trade is also reached today itself. So let me go to the 75 minutes. Because 75 minutes target is always a short-term target. Generally, it will reach in 2 to 3 days time period. But today it reached even the short term. So around 1 o'clock, 75 minutes candle, it reached the target. Not 1 o'clock, even before. That is 11:45, 75 minutes candle, it reached. And it has given a short-term return 13,800 rupees, which is 9.7% return on the investment for one future lot. So whatever I told you, the intraday 9,000 rupees or the short-term target 13,800 rupees, both are one future lot. That's why the return on the investment I calculated, ROI I calculated based on the future lot size, based on the cost of the future lot. So this is what we have to observe, but there is one learning from this chart. Actually, this is a 75 minute zone. I want to fine tune at the least level for the risk. But see here, it didn't, prices did not go deep into the 75 minutes, just touched the 75 minutes and then came down. And those who are waiting for prices to reach into this daily, the low of the daily time frame, probably you might have missed the trade by 2 rupees. Just 2 rupees before entering into this zone, the prices came down. But we have to take a trade even before itself. There is a reason. That is the one learning point from this trade. So let me show you in the 5 minutes, you will get the clarity. So actually what I thought, I want to fine tune to minimize the risk. I want to fine tune this 75 minutes at, I want to fine tune this 75 minutes supply zone at 5 minutes level. So I went to the 5 minutes chart. Let me select the time frame 5 minutes. Look into this chart. Actually, what I wanted to do is, this is the way I want to fine tune to minimize the risk at the least level. I am okay if I miss the entry. So that is my intention. This is what I expected. But see here, if you really look into this chart, the interesting thing is there is a rally, base, drop. Look into this drop candle. There is a gap, a professional gap. When there is a professional gap, the moment prices are about to enter into the professional gap, the moment prices are about to enter into this professional gap area, the institutional pending orders in the professional gap will push the prices down. This strategy I clearly explained in professional gap video session, our training video session. I have given two strategies when there are professional gaps, when to sell, when there are professional gaps, where to buy. So that is the reason why I need to adjust my entry till the professional gap area. So instead of marking my zone something like this, or even something like this to minimize even more, what I have to do? I have to mark my chart up to the professional gap area. This is what I have to do. So exactly when the prices are about to enter into this professional gap area, we got the entry. So look into this chart. Exactly at the edge of the professional gap. I can say the proximal line of the professional gap is the entry here. That is the way we got the entry. Otherwise, we might have missed the trade. And this is 1:2 risk reward. This stock is having 1:2. We would have got even better risk reward if we would have reduced this risk. But I cannot reduce the risk because there is a professional gap. Because we can't predict how professional, most of the times professional gaps did not allow the prices go inside. First time when the prices are reaching into this professional gap area. This is the first time the prices are reaching into this area. Even that is what you have seen even in Nifty chart also previously. Nifty supply zone at 75 minutes level. Let me go to the 75 minutes. See, this is the Nifty chart. See here, when prices are just about to enter, how it pushed it down. The moment price reached exactly the distal line of the professional gap area. Oh, it pushed the price down. See the fall, the deep fall. And finally it reached to the weekly demand zone. This is the weekly demand zone. So as a reaction, it pushed the price at some extent. Now again prices are coming down. Probably it may get support at this daily demand zone inside this weekly. Because this daily demand zone is a high liquidity zone. Okay, anyway, it is a different analysis. So let's go back to our Indigo stock. So exactly at the professional gap area, we got the entry. So that's why top-down analysis is very, very important. Always, I'm saying, you just go to, if you go to your high liquidity zone is daily time frame. If you go to 75 minutes and if you analyze there, that is not enough. You have to look into all the time frames. Then only you get better clarity about your stock. Sometimes what happens when you go to the lower time frame, you may see 7 or 8 base candles there. 75 minutes, you may see only one base candle. The moment you go to the 15 minutes or 5 minutes, you may see some 7 or 8 base candles. In such kind of situation, do you take an entry? We don't take. And when you get that clarity, if you go to the lower time frames, further lower time frames as per top-down analysis. That's why I always do top-down analysis. Because you are investing the money. When you are investing the money, you have to take care of your trades. You have to understand each and every scenario. You have to analyze each and every scenario. Even if you miss the trade, it's not a problem. But we should not get the loss. That is our goal. We have a risk in the stock. We are accepting the risk. But still, the risk should not occur. When the risk will not occur, if our trade is successful, risk won't be occurred. What is the guarantee that risk won't be occurred? There is no guarantee, but at least we can minimize by doing proper analysis. I know that this stock will work. The reason? I went to the 5 minutes level. I did my analysis. I want to fine tune deep. I want to fine tune my stock like this actually. That was my intention. Why I went to the 75. Now I saw this professional gap area. Immediately I changed my zone, something like this. After that, one more point I observed. See the push after this. How deep prices went. That means the supply is so powerful. Which supply? This 5-minute supply is so powerful. Of course, this 5-minute supply is the origin for all your time frames. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes fresh zone. Everything is depending on this 5-minute supply only. That means the real pending orders are generated from this 5 minutes plus the professional gap area. Together, this push is there. Because it is having such a deep push, I realized. So I was thinking at least 90% level this zone is having success rate. That is my way of understanding. That is the way I calculated. I thought this zone is having more than 90% success. The 10% is unknown reasons. Because stock market is always unpredictable. Sometimes we never know the reasons why it failed. That is the 10% chances I have given for that point, only for that point. But otherwise, I have 100% confidence that this trade will work. It reached the intraday. Not only it reached the intraday, later it even reached the short term, that is 75 minutes. At one point of time, you know what I thought? I thought even today itself, that MIT trade, MIT, WIT, weekly income trade, monthly income trade, daily income trade. The 15 minutes is, the 15 minutes target is daily income trade. Actually, that is the short term. But as per our high liquidity zones, why we are selecting is 15 minutes is high liquidity zones are such a powerful. Your DIT trade will be executed as a intraday trade. Actually, we are not taking intraday trade. We are taking DIT trade, but getting the returns in the during the intraday itself. DIT mostly you will hold the prices for 2 or 3 days. But in high liquidity zones, you are getting the DIT target within the intraday itself. That is what for the last 1.5 months I will keep on telling. Actually, it is not an intraday. Strictly speaking, it is not an intraday trade. It is a DIT trade. Those DIT trades we are assuming as intraday trades because our high liquidity zones are such a powerful. They always push the price very strong the moment price enters into the high liquidity zone. And the WIT trade is this is the one we got. And instead of calling WIT, I am saying this is a short-term trade because we are trading at high liquidity zone. But strictly speaking, WIT trades within a week you have to get a trade. Sometimes above more than a week you get the trade. But in our high liquidity zones, WIT trades are getting executed in just 2 to 3 days time period. And next, MIT trades, that is monthly income trades. Monthly income trades generally it takes 3 to 4 weeks time, sometimes even one or 2 weeks extra time also it will take. But if it is a high liquidity zone, probably your MIT trades are getting executed within a week. At some point of time, I thought even MIT target also is reached today. That is what I thought at some point of time. But it didn't happen. See, what happened at some point, prices is almost about to breach the 75 minutes demand zone. So at the distal line of the demand zone, again there is a small rejection push. If the 75 minutes demand zone would have been broken today, if it is violated today, definitely it would have reached our MIT target today itself. This is our MIT. And daily time frame, this is the demand zone, daily demand zone. Next, it would have reached this target. But it didn't happen. I thought at some point. So such a great push this zone is given. The reason is it has a professional gap. I don't know how many of you did your analysis something like this. If you would have done the analysis like this, definitely you would have taken a trade. And you would have got a very excellent return today. Finally, today it has given more than 9.7%. I have calculated up to this only I calculated. Up to the proximal line of 75 minutes. If somebody might have expected a little deep, you would have got even, probably you would have got maybe 18,000 rupees, something like that, you would have got the profit. Okay, this is about today's trade. Hope you have some learning from this analysis. So now let us generate demand and supply zones for the daily time frame. So entry time frame is daily. Let us find the stocks which are near to the daily demand zone. So these 9 stocks are near to the daily demand zone. So are there any high liquidity demand zones? Nifty Auto reached high liquidity demand zone which is already tested 2 times. Whether this zone will work or not, you need to test in the 75 minutes time frame. If you can able to find a fresh 75 minute zone inside this high liquidity zone, mostly you get success. That is what happening for all our high liquidity zones. We have one more high liquidity zone, HR Motor. It is already tested 4 times in this zone, 6 rejections. Excellent. So look for either a deep entry or a fresh 75 minutes demand zone, like how we found a fresh 75 minutes demand zone in Indigo. And the next high liquidity demand zone, no more. So we have only two high liquidity demand zone. In that, one is index. And if we want to look for stock point of view, we have HR motor is there. Okay, let's go back. For entry time frame daily, let us find the stocks which are near to the daily supply zone. So these 10 stocks are filtered where price is closed near to the daily supply zone. BEL, we have a high liquidity supply zone, which is a fresh zone but already having one rejection. That means the zone is already tested once at lower time frames. HDFC, AMC is already having one rejection. That means one test at the lower time frame. It is a counter trend setup, counter trend trading setup. And one more ultra cement. It is already tested once, two rejections. But be careful with C underscore SZ type and daily time frame, because C underscore SZ works excellently in monthly, quarterly, and at some extent at weekly also. But daily you should be careful because it is already tested once and two rejections are there. So you do a strict analysis. So this is about stocks near daily supply zone. Let's go back. For entry time frame daily, let us find the stocks which are closed inside daily demand zone. So this is the filtered list. It seems a good number of stocks are there inside the daily demand zone. Nifty, FMCG, Nifty metals, both are there. Moreover, Nifty metals is a pierced demand zone. Even Nifty, FMCG also pierced. Always look into the pierced count. Otherwise, your analysis will be wrong. So total 39 stocks are closed inside daily demand zone. So let's go back. Entry time frame is daily. Let us find the stocks which are closed inside the daily supply zone. So this is the filtered list. Nifty IT is closed inside supply zone. And Nifty Public PSU Bank, Public Sector Unit Bank. Nifty Reality. So three indices are inside daily supply zones. So total 25 stocks are closed inside daily supply zone. So let's go back. For entry time frame daily, let us filter the stocks which are tested the daily demand zone. So today 6 stocks tested the daily demand zone. So let's go back. Entry time frame daily. Let us filter the stocks tested the daily supply zone. So total 15 supply zones are tested. And let's find newly created demand and supply zones, entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks which are having newly created demand zones. So these 10 stocks are having newly created demand zones. I'm not saying all these demand zones are newly created. They are having. Mostly they have all newly created. See, look into this. This is not a newly created demand zone, the one I displayed in the report. Because my stock displays the nearest demand zone for the current price. Then where is the newly created demand zone, you might ask? It might be inside this one. The newly created demand zone is inside this daily demand zone. That's why the newly created demand zone may not be nearest to the current price. Because my report always displays you the most nearest demand zone. If you really want to see what is the newly created demand zone, go to the supply demand zone chain. There you generate all the demand zones. There you can find the newly created demand zones. But anyway, that is not important now. The reason why I'm showing this list is newly created demand zones or supply zones. At least you get an idea. Okay, a new demand zone created means probably the demand on that particular stock is high compared to the supply. The moment a new demand zone or a new supply zone created, that will change our analysis part. Suppose you already analyzed our chart. Today a new demand zone or supply zone is created. Now whatever analysis you have done, completely it will change because of the newly created demand zone or supply zone. Your targets will be changed or your entry points will be changed. Or there are higher chances that the newly created demand zone might violate its nearest supply zone. That is also there. Need not be always, but there are chances. So that's why again you have to do a fresh analysis. So when I'm showing this list, you need to look into these stocks. If any of the stock you already did an analysis, immediately you have to alert yourself by looking into this chart, stock. For example, Titan, you already analyzed. Because a new demand zone is created, your analysis part will change now. So that's why, in that point of view, this list is important. Remember, all these demand zones or supply zones, they are not, you should not be used as a drawing tools on your charts. That is the least bothered. I think there are already some softwares are available in the market. They just draw demand zone or supply zones on the charts. We don't have any interest on that. Our interest is on the analysis part. The information providing in this report is helping you for your analysis part. It is providing you the location, it is providing you the trends, it is providing you the rejections, the pierced count or test count, your risk reward, and more importantly, the direction of your stock. That is very important. What is the current direction, the signal type in this list? This is a very complicated algorithm, finding this direction, because it is based on several parameters. And apart from all these things, the topmost thing is the zone type. Is it a normal demand zone or is it a high liquidity demand zone? If it is a high liquidity, again, what type of high liquidity it is? Is it a support resistance related or is it a counter trend related? All these things you will be knowing from this report. That way your decision making will be easier. Okay, we are deviating from our main discussion. Let's go back. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the newly created supply zones. Only 2 supply zones are created today. So this is about the filtered list. So now let me generate demand and supply zones for all the stocks for your reference purpose. So this is the complete list of the stocks. I will keep on scrolling the list down. So whichever the stock you want to refer, please pause the video and then you can study the parameters. I hope this information is useful to you. And next I will be publishing one more report because today is end of the month. So I will generate a monthly supply and demand zones report in my next video. Thank you.